Hello friends, welcome to the VLSI design course. So today we are going to see an important topic like subprograms. So after various VHDL data types, after objects, now we are concentrating on the subprograms because subprograms plays an important role in many VLSI design project. So let us start it. So basically subprograms consist of the procedures and the functions. So procedures can return more than one argument, but function always return only one argument. In a function, all parameters are of input type or input parameters. In function, all the parameters are of type input and it gives a return type. But procedure can have a input parameter as well as the output parameter or in-out parameter also. So function has input parameter or procedure has a input, output or a in-out parameters. Again, there are two versions of the procedures and functions, a concurrent procedure and a concurrent function, as well as a sequential procedure and a sequential function. Now how it is differentiated? Whenever the functions are exist outside the process are called as a concurrent procedure or concurrent functions. But the function or procedures that exist inside the process statement are called as a sequential procedure or a sequential function. All the statements inside subprograms, or we can say all the statements inside the procedure or functions are sequential. Try to understand. So it is something similar to our process. Okay. So why these subprograms are useful? The basic reason or the importance of using subprogram, whenever user needs a repetitive function or repetitive usage of a particular code, that time functions are to be defined. Let us take an example. Let us say we want a repetitive function of converting the binary bit to suppose by standard logic to integer. So whenever we wanted to use that conversion function, we are going to define in a function and recall whenever it is required. So like that whenever in our algorithm or in our project we want repetitive operations, in that case functions are to be used or procedures are to be defined and repeatedly it is called in a program. This is somehow similar to the functions in a C language. There also it is has the same property where we can call a function where the function will run at the back end of the algorithm and it gives the return values. So we will focus on the function now. The important feature of function is that they are used as an expression that returns a value of a specified type. So whatever the data type we are specifying, it may be integer, it may be standard logic, it may be a bit vector or a bit or a boolean, whatever the data type we are specifying, it returns that specific value. The result returned by a function can be of either scalar or complex type. So it may be either a scalar data type or a complex data type. So whatever the declaration we are doing, same data type we can return. Again, there are two types of functions in VHDL 93, pure function and the impure function. So in pure function, the whatever the elements or we are declared in a function in declarative section, it will return the same data type returns, same type it will return. But in impure function, it may return a different values for a same data, same set of parameters. So that is the difference between pure and impure. The function defines consists of again two parts. Function definition is divided in two sections. One is the function declaration part and function body. So function declaration, what it contains? It contains the name of the function, the parameter list, and type of that return value, the type of the data type of that return value. What is the function body contains? It contains the sequential statements, it contains the constant variables, files, etc. As well as functions can be used as a nested subprogram. Like now we have not seen the exact if statement, so we also called as a nested if. So everyone knows the if statement, so we are declaring if it's conditional, conditional statement, and then else if, then else if, then else if. So this is called a nested if. Similarly, functions can be used as a nested subprograms. So what is the syntax of function? So function with a keyword function, function is declared with a keyword function. Okay, then it's function name, then the parameters, whatever the parameters, input parameters you want to declare, and its return type, data type. Then the function name, parameters, data type is declaration. This is the declaration part. Then this is the function body. This is function declaration, this is function body. Here we can write the functional sequential statements. So we'll take one of the example. Now here function with a function of function underscore func underscore 1, this is the function name, and its parameters are a, b, x. Here if you see, here we are not declaring the its input or output port declaration, or it's not declaring the direction, because whatever the parameters inside the function are all type of input, so no need to declare. Now here the data type we are declaring as a real, so its return type also should be same. Okay, there is another one example. Add signal in one comma into of type real, again return type of real. Then function transcode having internal parameter. Here it is a not required, but we have declare here. We can declare or may not be declare. Bit vector having width of 0 to 7, and return type is again bit vector. And begin. Now this is our function body. Case, when case value becomes this one, when it comes this, it will return this value. So when incoming value is come all zeros, then it will return a bit vector of same type. Bit vector means same data type returns 0 1 0 1 0 1. So like that it returns the value. So like that functions are declared in a VHDL. So next subprogram we are going to say is a procedure. So procedure, it consists of the local declarations and a sequence of statements. Procedure can be called in any place of the architecture, like functions, they can also called at any place of the architecture. The procedure definition consists of two parts, or either we can say three parts. Again here also procedure declaration, procedure body, and procedure call. So basically procedure call is a sequential or concurrent statement. It is used in between in the architecture section. So again the same syntax like function, but here the difference is procedure contains the parameter of type in, out, or in out, and there is no return type. So we'll take one of the example. Procedure underscore 1 with a variable we have declared x comma y are of type in, out, and real. There is no any return type. So if you see here, in, out is declared and there is no any return. So that is the basic difference between the procedure and function. The above procedure declaration has a two formal parameters, bidirectional variables x and y of the real type. We'll take another one example. Procedure transponder underscore 1 variable value we have taken in, out. Here also bidirectional value we have taken. So because of bidirectional, we can take as a input, we can declare it as a input, as well as we can assign the value to that value variable. So this value we have considered as a in, out with a bit vector 0 to 7 is, then this is function declaration, procedure declaration and procedure body. So case value is when value input. So because of this in out, we can use as a in, as well as we are assigning to the value to the this value variable. So because of this bidirectional, we can use at the both the places. So what are the meanings of parameters in the procedure? So parameter list specification consists of class definition. It may contain signal, variable and constant. Then name of the parameter, then mode of the parameter, subtype indication and optional initial value. So in procedure we can declare so many things in under the parameter list. Then class constant is assumed if an interface class is not specified. If there is no any class specified, then it is by default assumed as a constant. For procedures, always specify the mode of parameter, because in procedure it is required to define the parameter mode. For functions, all parameters are of type of in, so no need to specify its mode. How these parameters are passing? Signals can only be associated with signal. So if in a procedure parameter we have declared any signal, then it can address to the signal only. So it can access or it can take the value from signal type only. Variable, again it is related to the variable, but constant can be associated either with signal or variable or a constant. So if in a procedure, if you declare a constant as a parameter, it can access any value, it can access the values from any objects like signal, variable or a constant. A parameter cannot have a initialization value if it is a signal or if it has a mode other than in. The actual value of the parameter pass overrides the default value. So whatever the actual value coming, it will override the default or whatever the initial value defined. The actual signal associated with the signal parameter must be a static. So these are the few things we have to be considered while declaring or using the procedure. So this will help us to model our design or use in the VHDL source code. So this is all about the sub programs. Whenever I thought if we really use the functions and procedure, that time we can understand in a better way. So in future examples, in future videos, we will try to cover some of the example of these functions and procedures and try to understand their utilization, how they are very much useful in modeling the VHDL code. Thank you. Keep watching the videos.